Okay, I think without further ado, I think we'll kickstart today's seminar. So, a very good morning to all of you. I think our partners, customers, I think as well as our fellow Acquarians. So, my name is Ken. I am very happy to host you guys for our I think second physical seminar, cloud, Gulf and Cloud seminar in a physical session. So today topics is a little bit different. So I think we are actually partnering with our partners in sponsorship by Westcon together with AWS and Mirantis. So I think they will share different perspective on the on cloud operations, on cloud ops, and how to have a hybrid cloud journey. So this is a brief agenda today. So as I briefly mentioned, so we will, as much as possible, try to keep it to the time allocated. So if you have any questions, I think feel free to ask. I think last but not least, at the end of session, I think we will also have a very 5 interesting gifts as giveaways. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you will get it. All right, so let me just do a quick catch up thing of for TOPPAN ECQUARIA itself, what have we been doing for the past 3 years. So these 3 years have gone and passed really fast. And just last week, I made my first overseas trip. Yeah, so it was so good to sit on a plane again. Yeah, but I also realized that because I've not been exercising a lot, I've grown fatter. Yeah, so the seat somehow becomes smaller. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit where have we been involved since 3 years ago? So way back in 1998, I think Aquaria Technologies were founded as Aquaria Technologies. So Aquaria Technologies, the origins actually comes from National Computer Board, NCB. So our founders actually came from NCB. Yeah. So in 2019, just before COVID hits, we have been acquired by TOPPAN Group. So yeah, so we are now part of the big TOPPAN family. And thus in March 2022, we have been renamed as TOPPAN ECQUARIA. So by and large, in terms of management team, the project team itself, nothing has changed. And we don't see any foreseeable changes in the near future as well. So I think all customers with us, rest assured that in terms of your application support, the product roadmap is still well supported. So a little bit about TOPPAN. TOPPAN is a huge Japanese conglomerate. Okay, that they have businesses in packaging, in security, secure documents, in biometrics. Okay, so they are actually founded in way back in 1900. Yeah, more than 120 years old company. So with 226 companies worldwide in more than 48 locations. Okay, so next I'll touch on a little bit more on some of our recent projects. What have we been doing for the past 2-3 years? The first very interesting system that we launched, I think somewhere in early last year, whereby we partner with GovTech to launch the GovTech SG face verification as a second factor authentication. So some of you, especially users of DBS Bank or some OCBC, you will see that sometimes they will ask you for facial verification, and you go through a series of flashes to verify you as a authorized user to access government or even some of banking services. So this is a shift away from using SMS as a tool FA and moving to using biometrics as a means to authenticate oneself to access services. So this has been ongoing, and we are looking at more services coming on board to leverage on face as a means of two-factor authentication. So next up, we launched the MOH Healthcare Application Licensing Portal early this year. So we're looking at phase 2 somewhere in March next year. So this is a total revamp of MOH medical licensing. Okay, so they have actually moved from premise-based licensing model to a services-based licensing model. So actually, in the grand scheme of things, if you look at it, it's actually more beneficial to citizens or of users of medical services, because for every single service under the hospital, you need to license it. And for every single license, you need to have the relevant qualifications, governance, and compliance checks in place. Okay, so this is built on the Medinet, if I'm not wrong, yeah, with a huge microservices architecture, running on Kafka as an event-driven architecture. So this is something really new that we have also been embarking on. All right, next, we just launched this in July, the IPOS Digital Hub. So as you know that IPOS Singapore itself, it's one of the highly regarded intellectual property office around the world. Yeah, so I think in fact the last CEO was actually the chair of the Worldwide International Property Organization, WIPO. So we have actually launched this. So this is actually a one-stop IP portal whereby applicants can apply for patents, copyrights, trademarks. Okay, so this is currently now in GPC on the microservices architecture. I think one of the key challenge of this portal is that the huge amount of documents that we're going to migrate over from the old system. Okay. So we are very fortunate, apart from some of the local success that we have been able to bring about for the last 2 years, we have also been able to go overseas. Yeah, so this is a interesting project that we actually built for Saudi Tourism Authority. Okay, this is like a single pass whereby you will have a full experience as a tourist once you enter Saudi Arabia. So that means from this pass itself, you'll be able to look at your book your hotel, your flights, and places of interest. So everything you'll be able to get it from one single platform itself. Next, just Bula, yeah, Beast Fiji. So we gotten this project in I think in October this year, just 2 months back. But this has been a long while in the making. So we are working with the Fiji government to build a business portal for them. So the 2 key areas that we are building is actually we are building a set of services under starting a business, as well as a set of services for construction permits. Okay, why these 2? Because for developing countries itself, under the World Bank Ease of Doing Business report, some of these services are key criteria to evaluate a country in terms of ease of doing business. So this portal, when it's up in next June itself, will be one key factor for Fiji to actually leapfrog many countries around the region in the World Bank ranking. So I think we shared quite a number of interesting projects. So there are a lot more to share, but some could be a little bit sensitive. So, but I think later on during the break we can have some conversation. I think it'll be really interesting topics that I can actually share with you guys. So last but not least, I'll look at more on what TOPPAN ECQUARIA has offered. So I think we have also evolved from building traditional monolithic applications, maintenance support. But in the last few years, I think we have also evolved, okay, to what the kind of solutions that we can actually provide our customers in the public sector. So these are 4: agile in practice, digital government integration, cloud native adoptions, as well as co-development. So as you all know that the agile way of developing applications is here to stay. Okay, I think GovTech has been promoting it. So almost all tenders projects, okay, has to be developed in the agile way, and we are also part of this ecosystem. So in fact, currently we have about 3 projects running, building on the agile methodology. I think one of it is actually with the PSD Podex, okay, the Public Officer Data Exchange, okay, whereby it actually helps every government officer that comes in terms of HR system, everything will be linked up. So we are building that. Second, we'll talk about there's a whole lot of whole government SG tech stack initiatives. Things like MyInfo, SingPass, CorpPass, EDH, digital signing. So it could be a little bit daunting for agencies to adopt different solutions for different integration. So the product team and has done a fantastic job, okay, in having built a single portal of platform of products, okay, known as Aquaria Integration Center, okay, whereby from one single console you'll be able to manage your integration point to the different whole government initiatives, okay. And this is nothing new. We have actually deployed EIC across more than 30 agencies. So later on, my colleague Ming Xiong will be sharing with you guys in more details. Next, we have been also very active in cloud. So as of now, we have close to 15 to 20 applications on cloud. Yeah, majority on, I think about 80% on AWS and about 20% on Azure. So I think we have lots of certified SA solution architects as well as DevOps personnel, both on AWS as well as on Azure. So the cloud way is definitely here to stay. And in fact, we are also performing cloud ops for GCC 2.0 seed onboarding. Yeah, so we are the vendors supporting GovTech in this onboarding journey. Last but not least, this is the way that the government wants to build systems. It's actually by means of co-creation, partnering, using engineering expertise from GovTech and partnering with the industry. So we are also in the Agile, in the bulk tender 19024, whereby we do manpower augmentation. So I think, in fact, with this bulk tender, we have actually deployed close to 10 personnel to the various GovTech agencies. Okay, so I think there's a lot more program being lined up for the rest of the morning. So I hope that you will stay tuned with us. And I've come to the end of my presentation. And any questions, or we can leave it later on. Okay, if no questions, then may I invite Chen, yeah, from AWS, is the public sector partner solution architect, to run us through the next topic.